Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Aditya and I welcome you to the Brainstorm Codings. In the last video, I showed how to create classes and objects in JavaScript. If you haven't watched it, then please do watch it. In this video, I will show you how can we use constructor methods to create and initialize the object at the same time. So let's get started. So before creating a constructor method, we need a class. So let me create a class first, and this time the class is friends, and the friend will have a name. So for this purpose, it's completely fine just to have one state, just one field. Now I'll create an object by using a new keyword, the name of the function, and we'll assign it to a variable. So this will be our friend1. If I console log out the class, let's see what we get. Let's run this code. And you can see here we have class friends. Let's console log out our first friend. Run this code and we have friends. We have this name field and it is undefined because we haven't assigned any value to it. Now if I want to assign a value to it, if I want to give a name to the first friend, I'll have to use the variable name, then the name field, and this is how I assign a name to it. So this will be Joey Tribbiani. Okay, so if I save this program and run it here, you can see we have Joey Tribbiani as our friend. Now this is an extra line of code. If we use constructor method, then we can initialize it at the same time. So we can create an object and initialize it at the same time. So let's use constructor method, because if we have 10 objects and if we have 5 fields in the class, let's say we have age, we have their tagline, so in case of Joey it's how you're doing. So if we have these kind of fields and if we want to create 6 friends, then we'll have to do this thing for every single object, which is not really good because we have to write extra lines of code. So let's use constructor for that. Now if you are coming from background where you have learned object-oriented programming in Java, then there is a rule that the name of the constructor method must be similar as the name of the class. So if we have the class friends, then the constructor method will also have the name as friends. But in JavaScript we don't have that rule. We have a special keyword to create a constructor method, and this keyword is definitely constructor, and we show it as a function, and you can pass an argument in it. So I'm passing this name argument. By the way, it's completely different. This is the field we have and this is an argument I'm passing, so we can then pass a value to the object we have created. Now we have to assign this argument to the field we have in our class. So we have the name field, and to refer to that field we use the this keyword. Now that I'm using this keyword inside a constructor, inside a method, that means it is now referring to the object which is going to be created from that class. So this dot name is referring to this name field in the class, and now we are going to assign it to the name argument. So we are assigning this name argument, which we will be passing in the object when we create it, to this name field in the class. Now we don't need this line of code here. If you want to pass an argument, you can just do it here when you create an object. So now we have, if I pass Joey, if I save this program, run it here, you can see we have the name Joey. So instead of writing 2 lines of code for creating an object and then assigning it a name, well, that completely depends on the number of fields you have. So if you have 3 fields, then you'll have to write 4 lines of code, including creating an object and then assigning 3 different values to it. So this is how you do it. This is how you use the constructor method to save some time, save some space, save some efforts to write extra lines of code. Now let's say we have the age field as well. Now I'll pass an extra argument. Well, I prefer to name the argument same as the name of the fields. It's completely convenient. So instead of remembering different names, we can just use the same name as the name of the field. Now, just because I'm passing an extra argument, I'll have to use this keyword again, and this is definitely referring to the field we have in the class. Now, if I save this program and run it here, I'm not passing any argument in the object. You can see that now we have age as undefined because we haven't given it any value. Now if I give it a value, well, I'm taking age as 29 because Joey doesn't love to be 30, so his age will be 29. If I save this program, run it here, you can see we have the name Joey and age 29. So this is how you pass an argument to the constructor. This is how you use constructor to save your efforts and do it in the single line. So it really doesn't matter if you want to create another object. This time I'll take Chandler. Chandler will be probably 28. If I save this and let's console log Chandler as well. If I run this, we have 2 different objects. Now we can see if we didn't have the constructor method, then we would have to use the f1 object, then assign it a name first, then we had to use the f1 object again, then assign age to it. So this is completely waste of time and waste of space. So it's really convenient to use constructor method, so we can create an object and initialize it at the same time. So that's how you use constructor. It's really useful. So I guess that's all for this video. In the next video, I'll show you how to create methods in class, so that we won't have to repeat the same logic again and again for each object. So if we have one method, that will be applicable to every single object we create from that class. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.